What is going on, guys? It's Khleo Thomas, aka Mr. Slick Living, and today we're teaming up with Paramount Pictures to celebrate the 40th anniversary of Indiana Jones Raiders of the Lost Ark. The first film that helped launch this incredible franchise starring Harrison Ford came out on June 12, 1981. Here we are generations later and Indiana Jones still captivates audiences all across the globe. Now, to help celebrate the adventures of Indiana Jones, I'm going to be giving you guys 3 facts about the movie Raiders of the Lost Ark that you probably did not know. Fact number 1, Harrison Ford almost wasn't Indiana Jones. Now let's be honest, it's hard to picture anybody else donning that hat and that jacket and being as cool as Harrison Ford. But there were a lot of Hollywood heavyweight names being thrown around. Now, according to the internet, Nick Nolte, Steve Martin, Chevy Chase, Tom Selleck, and Jack Nicholson were all up for the role of Indiana Jones. I don't know, Jack Nicholson as Indiana Jones? I mean, he got the swagger and the grit to do it. I don't know, maybe in a different timeline, maybe in a different universe, Jack Nicholson could have been our Indiana Jones. Fact number 2, there's a SpiderMan connection. Okay, actor Alfred Molina, who many of you may know, played the villain Doc Ock in the Spider-Man films. His first debut film happens to be Indiana Jones Raiders of the Lost Ark. In an interview, he went through all the details as far as how he got casted as that shady con man Satipo. So he tells this story about sitting down with the director Steven Spielberg. They're having a great conversation, and right before he's leaving the room, Steven yells out to him and says, "Hey, you don't have a thing about spiders, do you?" And he shrugs his shoulders and says, "No, not at all." Now, in his mind, he was thinking Daddy Longlegs. Yet, lo and behold, he shows up, and on the very first day of film, he had to have tarantulas placed all over his body. And even right now, my skin is raising up and it just creeps me out. On your very first day, I gotta be honest, it couldn't have been me. Absolutely not. I don't care. Get a body double. So in this interview, he goes on to say that the tarantula trainer was telling him, "Hey, you got nothing to worry about. Tarantulas are harmless unless there's a female tarantula amongst them. That's when they start getting a little wild." So the amazing director Steven Spielberg is watching the footage and says, "It looks like the spiders are asleep. Can we do anything to keep them moving?" And the trainer, who just told the great actor Alfred Molina, "They don't really move a lot unless I put a female amongst them," turns to Steven Spielberg, the director, and says the same thing. "They don't move unless I put a female spider amongst them." And Steven said, "Well, go ahead and put the female spider amongst them." Mr. Molina goes on to say how scared he was and how nervous he was and how the trainer had to end up spritzing them with a little water to make them crawl up. And just no. I think it's just really funny that Mr. Molina in his debut film had to deal with spiders on his back, and then years later he goes on to play the villain of none other than Spider-Man and had to deal with a whole ton of other spider on his back. Fact number 3, Han Solo brought along some friends, huh? Okay, so you know Harrison Ford plays Indiana Jones and also Han Solo. 2 legendary characters on one resume. So the director, Steven Spielberg, and the creator of the Star Wars universe, George Lucas, are best friends. They collaborated to create Indiana Jones. So as a fun little nod to his friend, Steven decides to put everyone's favorite droids, C-3PO and R2-D2, in Indiana Jones. Well, don't worry, because I'm going to tell you exactly where to look. R2-D2 and C-3PO are hidden in the hieroglyphics inside the Well of Souls. You gotta look really closely, slow the movie down, pause it, take it frame by frame, but trust me, they are there. Well, there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Those are your 3 facts about Indiana Jones Raiders of the Lost Ark, celebrating the 40th anniversary of its initial release date. And to celebrate, Paramount Pictures, for the first time ever, is having all 4 films released together in 4K Ultra HD with Dolby Vision. Each film has been meticulously remastered from 4K scans of the original negatives with extensive visual effects to ensure the most pristine and high quality image. Plus, all that work that's been put in has been approved by Steven Spielberg. You can't get no better than that. Now, included in this 4-movie pack is also a disc dedicated to just bonus features, like on the set of Raiders of the Lost Ark, the making of all 4 films, cast and crew interviews, plus some sneak peeks. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. To all my history buffs out there, all my adventure lovers, don't miss out on this. Go get yourself the Indiana Jones 4-movie collection, and I'll see you out there on the next adventure. Dum, da, dum, 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 da,